Hello my friends, how are you? Welcome to my channel. Today we are talking about some of the dark romance books that I read not so recently. So let's get into the books. I hope you enjoy it. The first book that I want to talk about is Torn From You by Miss Rose. I don't know her name. So I will put the cover here. Okay, so I read this book when I was really young, and it starts very like it gives you like a fluffy feeling and all beautiful, nice romance, and suddenly it takes a turn, and you're like, what happened? And it's brilliant. So it's about a girl whose name I don't remember. And I don't remember what happens to her. Was she like nearly assaulted or something? So she decides to go to classes to learn how to defend herself. And in the town there's a fighter. So she goes to his fight, and she tells the guy that you should teach me how to defend myself. And the guy is like, no, I won't. And she's like, you have to. Suddenly they make a negotiation, I don't know, and they start training together. And while they are training, they get closer and they fall in love. Yeah. And I forgot to mention, this is a series, and suddenly when everything is good and they are like falling in love and you have that butterflies in your stomach, the girl gets kidnapped. And I want to leave it at that. But I want to say this book gave me all the feelings: scared, annoyed, hatred, everything. And it actually collides with another book that I really like. And my recommendation is to read the first book, Torn From You, then go to the others, because it's like a prequel. But I think it really adds to the experience of the book. The next book is Better When Hes Bad by... I don't even want to pronounce the name, okay? You see it for yourself. Again, I read this book when I was really young. And it is quite dark. It's about a girl. She's a redhead. And I don't know why I did mention it, but it was the thing that stuck in my mind about her. And she lives in this part of town where there's full of crime, full of gangs, full of... and she's alone. She is trying to keep her head above the water, and her brother is missing. And I don't remember correctly, but I think her brother is running from a gang or a famous criminal because he kind of messed with his operation or something. So yeah, suddenly this guy, Brax, I think his name was, comes to her and says, yeah, I'm here to protect you. Your brother sent me. And the guy has tattoos on his face, and he has a buzz cut. And I just really liked his appearance. And I remember really like reading this book. Like, Brax was the kind of hero that doesn't give an F about anything. Doesn't give a F about anything. And there was just a nice feeling by reading the book and seeing them care for each other. Although I don't remember many things, but I really enjoyed reading this book, and the ending was beautiful. I don't know if I would say it's as good as the books I read recently, like the new ones, but I remember really enjoying it, so I recommend it to you. Hey guys, I forgot to mention something. In Better When Hes Bad, something that I really liked about the hero, which isn't the case in the recent dark books that I'm reading, is that the hero was actually like poor, and he was like again trying to keep his head above the water, and I kind of like that rough heroes, anti-heroes, whatever you want to call. And yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Okay, so this next one is is really, really, really dark, and I remember loving every second, loving the characters, loving how the story folds. It's just a brilliant book. It's called The Dark Light of the Day. So I think this is a duet. Yes, I think this is a duet. And because I'm sorry, I don't remember correctly because it's a long time since I read this book. So honey, this book, let me tell you about it. It's brilliant. It's about a girl who is, again, I think she's an orphan. Yeah, she's an orphan, but before she was in an orphanage, she lived with her mom, who was, oh my god, a monster. And then she doesn't have anywhere to stay. She goes from her friends' houses, trying to find somewhere, and she suddenly comes across a guy. And I'm pretty sure she was trying to sleep in a car, and she heard the guy getting a BJ. Yeah, so that's how they meet. And I don't remember exactly what happens, but the guy is like, okay, I will help you. I'm not even living in my house. You come live there. And sometimes I come just to make sure you're not burning my house down. And these are not the exact words, I'm just making them up. She starts to like feeling comfortable with him. She starts to so she loves pictures. She loves taking pictures, and she starts to take pictures of him and them together. And one day the guy is like, why do you keep taking pictures? And she thinks to herself, for the day you are going to leave me, I'm going to keep these pictures in my heart and always remember you. And oh my god, I remember really feeling for her when she thought about it. And here's the thing, a little, maybe a spoiler, but I'm going to say it. The guy that she's living with is not an ordinary guy. And she actually notices this. She says he doesn't work that much, like he's not out a lot, but he has a good salary. Like, what's with that? And here's the thing, the guy is a serial killer. Yeah. And I loved it, to be honest. And so many things happen to them, but it's really, really, really dark. And something happens to the girl, of which I'm not going to tell you what, but it's described in graphic details. Graphic details, hon. So I'm warning you, don't go in this book thinking that it's going to be fluffy and beautiful. Just a serial killer falls in love with a girl. No, it's darker than that. And this is my first book by this author, Tim Fraser, I think. And I'm gonna say I really liked her writing. The next book is The Missing Link. And again, I read it when I was so young. And this is like a hitman kind of book. I don't know the trope, but this is about a girl who she was living with her boyfriend, and now she's back to her parents' house. Why? Because the jerk of a boyfriend she had, he beat her up. Yeah, so he beat her up, and because when she graduated high school, she just moved in with him, so she doesn't have anywhere else to go. So she moves back to her parents' house, and she's like taking care of her younger brothers, and she just is just trying to get her life back together, especially after what happened to her. And like her boyfriend was the only close thing she had to a friend, to a lover. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. No. That's a spoiler. I'm not going to tell you. Anyways, so she takes notice of their neighbor. It's the in across the street, and she kind of gets curious. Like, is this handsome, hot guy, very fit, very muscular? And she's like, okay, I'm pretty sure she brings him like a cake or something, and they start developing a relationship where she starts seeing him as a friend and maybe more than a friend, and they start having like emotions for each other, and like they are falling in love. Everything is good. And again, we have a turn. One day, when like the guy is all like, I have to leave, I'm gonna go. One day goes back home with lipstick on his jawline and neck, and then he leaves, and she's like, yeah, you know what, screw that guy, I don't even need him, I don't care about him. And the next day the FBI comes to their house, and they're like, yeah, the guy you were intimate with, he is actually a runaway. FBI is looking for them. So, yeah. And the story just, I'm gonna say it just goes into another section from there, and I loved every second. I'm not sure, again, I'm going to say it's as good as the new books that I've been reading. It's a long time since I read this book, but I'm going to say take a shot. So the last book I am going to talk about in this video, I don't know, should I say it's the darkest one? Or maybe just the most messed up? It's called Empathy by Carrie Dukey, I don't know. And oh my god. honey, I have to say some things about this book. Here's the thing, I'm not sure if it was a duet or one book, but it's a series that I think when the story was finished with the main two characters, we didn't need the rest of the series, you know? I think the author was just trying to pull something, especially since I read the last book at the time. I don't even remember the name. I don't want to remember the name. It was just messed up, and it didn't even make sense. It wasn't a redemption. I didn't enjoy it. No. But this book, Empathy, 5 out of 5, hon. 5 out of 5. So this is about a girl. She's living her life. She's going to university, and she's a good girl. She's a nice person, and she sits by this guy who's like a little shy, a little too quiet. He is always looking down at his notes, never looks up, never looks anyone in the eye. And she like tries to be nice to him and try to kind of like know about his secrets, like why is he so quiet. And one day she goes to her home, or just finds out that her entire family is murdered. Yeah. And there is another guy who's the brother of the guy the girl sat with in university. He is a serial killer. I'm gonna leave it at that. I just want to say, go to this book blind. I went blind. I was like, whoa, oh my god. And at the same time, I loved it. It was just all the feelings and plot twist after plot twist after plot twist after plot twist, and oh my god, I really liked it. I don't remember much about the romance and sex and stuff, to be honest, because the plot of the story was so brilliant, so good, so well written, that I don't remember about the rest of it. But I remember it being a 5 out of 5, and I'm pretty sure this was the first book that I gave 5 out of 5 to. So yeah, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know which one was your favorite, and let me know if there are books like this that I should read. I really liked these 5 books that I talked about. I think they deserve more hype. Not all of them. I think Empathy got its fair share of hyped up, if I'm not mistaken. But overall, I think all these books need more attention, more reason. They really need to be talked about more. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I see you next time. Bye.